Welcome, brothers and sisters, to another edition of EBX Discussion. Current subscriber, new subscriber, anybody that view, I salute you and thank you. And man, may that great divine just be in our life, brothers and sisters, family in the world, online. And we had a really great father and son discussion earlier today. My son and I, Lord Lamont, and salute to all my children, biological and divine, as well as family, and brothers and sisters looking on, all the righteous warriors that's just living our life, you know, whether it's just comedy or speaking that truth or just being an upright human being. Because in these times, as we know, in some areas can be challenging, but be thankful if we're maintaining and stand vigilant in this here different times that we're living in. And again, Lord Lamont and myself, we had a great father and son discussion earlier, speaking on the ancestral journey, and I put that in the end screen. And I want to put a father and son discussion we had on comedy, like I don't know, maybe a couple years ago or something like that. I put that in the end screen. And as you can see, there's jazz in the intro, and we've done past podcasts where we played jazz, and I think it was a comedy father and son discussion we had. I think we spoke on Dave Chappelle and other things, and just related things, you know, things that relate to the world and so on and so forth. So I like all genres of music. I actually listen to jazz just about every day. But yeah, I had to take a little break from hip hop, even though that's one's love, but gotta educate ourselves on different music, right? So again, welcome, and get right on into it, and keep looking for music from myself, Lord Lamont, and L'Oreal Lyrical. Rest in peace and in power. And again, as I said, we had a wonderful conversation. We talked for an hour and a half. Didn't even mean to go that long, but as that title said, ancestral journey, as well as speaking. Man, speaking is like a journey sometimes, especially when you're just speaking off experiences and just vibing with one another. And who better than our biological children, you know, Lord Lamont, and Ethan's doing well, his children doing well, or not his children, excuse me, his siblings doing well. I hope he ain't got no kids right now. Yeah, because he's 11, but I meant to say his siblings, doing well, you know, and we're taking it day by day and doing what we have to do in this here life, you know, and staying with it, and staying vigilant, as you hear me say a lot, because that's important. Mind, body, and soul. Got to stay on top of it. Yep, one can't work without the other. You know, I did another tribute to DMX. He was on the banner, and that was on the banner, mind, body, and soul. And it's wonderful to practice things because it stays with you. You know, over time, it becomes embedded in one's soul. It becomes what? Seventh nature, you know? So let's get into it, brothers and sisters. As you can see on the banner, I got rest in peace and in power, the brother, the great King Prince, and Apollonia, of course, who was a star in her time. And I like the interview. I saw an old interview of Apollonia. She was another one that was kind of awakened, you know, and I'm sure she had her challenges. But this is Brother Prince, and Apollonia will be our inspiration today. And as you can see, I got the lettering in purple because that represents, I think Lord Lamont said the third eye chakra or something like that. Yeah, and that was Prince's color. And as we know, if those who have researched about music and Prince, he did everything with a purpose, right down to the color, you know. And Prince was another one that was a warrior within, real talk. He was a quiet storm, you know, and one who really loved music and was really passionate about music, who also blazed through mistakes in his time, but he left an impact, you know. He spoke some truth. He's another one that went out swinging, you know, that wasn't playing about the truth in his music. And we all know the things that went on with him before he left this planet. But as I say, the body may later rest, but the spirit lives on. That's our brothers, sisters, our families. Y'all know, you know, body lives on through us, you know, those we held dear. May they rest in peace and in power. Yeah. So, we're going to let Prince inspire us. And he was very intelligent and observant and detailed, you know. And like I said, he did everything with a purpose, right down to the color. So that's why you see the title and and on the banner is in purple. Simple things enrich the heart, brothers and sisters. It's easier said than done, though, when we actually live in this. We know this. We experience it. The results are beautiful, And, we be the captain of our ship and stay the course, spell breakers. Be thankful for those of us that are staying the course. And many things have tried to knock us off, and just stay with it. And there are more great things to come. If we blaze through impossible things before now, man, we here for a reason. Because as I said about me and Lord Lamont, we don't do coincidences, So I had to switch to the jazz in the intro because, again, I listen to hip hop a lot too. I listen to jazz a lot, but I think I listen to hip hop a lot more. So just had to take a little break from it. And sometimes we just kind of got to slow things down, so to speak, and get a grasp on life, That's with ourselves, mind, body. And I sang this song right here on a video, little short video I did. And we all know what this is from, the part of the movie Purple Rain. I don't care where we go. I don't care what we do. I don't care, pretty baby. Just take me with you. Just take me with you. Yeah, that's one of my favorite scenes in that movie. When we all know the scene. He took her down by the water and he tricked her into getting into water, and I can't believe you did that. And she went to get on the motorcycle and he kept speeding off. So just golden memories, And this, when he was on the thumbnail, when it shows him, we all know in the movie when he was staring at that guitar, Like all musicians, most of them start out with the simple things, just want to make music. I'm talking about real, authentic artists, in any kind of artist, whatever genre. Those who really cared about their art and or craft, And we know Prince was totally committed to his art, and he knew how to play just about every instrument. So as we can see on the thumbnail, which can relate to Lord Lamont, because he plays the guitar very well. Again, Ethan plays the French horn very well. He's getting better at it. And his sister plays the viola. And they're all there. Plays it very well. Be thankful. We got adventurous kids that know how to do things outside of the things we see some youth do today. Be thankful if our children are not YNs. That's why I say I made that podcast called Great Divine Watch Over Us, please. That's all me and Lord Lamont was talking about earlier. I told him I say thank you even when times are going good. Don't wait till times get bad before we say thank you, Great Divine, or whatever that keeps us whole and keep us the captain of our ship. Stay locked on to that. Anything that keep us righteous as much as we possibly can, hang on to it. Because again, we all have different journeys, different roles, different goals, different ways of being raised, etc., etc. But if one is stable, healthy, no handicaps, stay with it. If you already have had great things come, through the mix of the challenges and things in the world, can be oblivious of things that's going on around us, of course. But as it say on the title, simple things enrich the heart. And of course, I got some summaries and a hip hop break. And just want to kind of get it into our subconscious and go deeper as us philosophers do, as brothers and sisters. And I'm telling you, as I used to say, we learn from a teacher. We only feel good from a preacher, depending on who that preacher is, because teaching, like as I used to say in the past, being taught something you learn from that impacts our life, it stays with us forever. I always said, like I just said a minute ago, you learn from a teacher. You only feel good from a preacher. And I did see in the media, brother Scholar King, he been having some good jewels here lately. Scholar King, if we know who that is a comedian. And my son and I, we speak on him sometimes when we speak on comedians and stuff. Comedy heavy hitters, he's come up. But he showed this clip, actually it was today, about a preacher demanding, I think it was $2,000 from the people. I mean, some of these pastors getting out of control. I mean, demanding them. He's like telling them. So that's crazy. So I'm telling you. So those types of things we have to stay away from, And I go back to what Erykah Badu said. I said it on that May that great divine watch over us. I said it in there, but it's important. Erykah Badu, I don't know where she got that statistic from or that percentage from, but it was dope. But I'm gonna repeat it. I said it before, but I want to repeat it. She said 85% of the planet are followers. She said 10% are creators and leaders, and 5% are observers. So, and I actually asked my son Ethan's mom this, like, which one are you? You know, that's a good way to evaluate ourselves. Are some of us a part of are we a part of the 85%? Or the 10% or the 5%? Just a little evaluation. You know, I would say most of our, I would say those who have that heightened awareness, we would be, though, I mean, those who are seeking and learning, not that we know everything, but I'm talking about those who are seekers of truth and justice and, you know, and not mixed up in the chaos. Now, I would say individuals like that, or, you know, those who just explorers, man, and not taking shit from no devil. We are in the 10% and the 5%. That's what I said before. So that's a good way to evaluate oneself. And I love how she broke that. She took that 100 and broke it down into percentages of the planet. I thought it was brilliant, you know, and it's wonderful to be in spaces to get knowledge like that. Like Brother Prince did, you know, and just wanted to capture this golden simple moment on the banner, because I love that scene when they was driving through nature and he went down by the water. It's awesome. That lets you know right there that Prince was connected. You know, he was spiritually. He was in tune with himself. You know, that's why he became a threat to the evildoers. You know what I'm saying? So he's our inspiration today. And yep, the divine world is the best world. You know, even if you do have to go through some challenges, it's worth it. You know. Yep, so I'm going to get into some summaries, of course, before we get to this hip-hop break. And the banner just looked beautiful. It caught my eye, as well as the thumbnail, him looking at that guitar. That's what inspired me to come up with the topic. And again, most of our philosophers who have a state of success in their mind, they don't care about fame or none of that, that's because we appreciate the simple things in life, you know. That's what enrich our heart, you know, and that'll lead to other things. And then when we do come into finances or whatever, we just appreciate it that much more. When we work on ourselves and just work hard in general. And again, not talking about a job, just working hard in general and being, you know, enjoying doing things so we can enjoy our life, you know, our current life. And when we get up in our golden years, and we can pass that good vibration on to our loved ones and or youth that come up behind us. So that's what we do it for. Leave a righteous impact. You know, we get embedded with that truth, and the rest is history. Because once we see that truth, we can't unsee it. So it just, again, either some people take up that torch and run with it, some run from it, some run toward it. You know, I always go back to the core of that individual. All right, so I'm gonna get into a introduction of us, how simple things enrich our heart. It really do. And again, be the captain of our ship. I don't give a fuck. You know, stay the captain. You know, great things come. You know, don't get mixed up in no kind of toxic things, chaos, drama, none of that crap. You know, and stay the course. You know, the righteous course. You know, some of us have been through too much. So we didn't come this far to stop. Real talk. Great divine to bring some of us, whatever position we're in. We alive and breathing. We here for a reason. Real talk. We back to conquer. Another day, another year, another decade. Let's get it. You know, F the devil. All right. We generals out here. We warriors. All right. So, again, salute to Lord Lamont for the wonderful discussion. I got lost in that discussion, man. We just like, once we get started, it's beautiful. You know, again, salute to those who have good communication with the youth, you know, because I know, especially in these times, it can be very, very challenging. So appreciate those golden jewel moments that we have with our youth, real talk, because I cherish every moment I get with Ethan and any youth I come across. I try to tell them something, to pass on a jewel, you know, whether I'm out and about, store, gas station, I'm always trying to say something positive, or, you know, even if it's just opening a door for someone, as Lord Lamont spoke on. We talked about we speaking on divine moments, and I always bring up that story where he gave that this homeless guy $20, and he was in pain. I meant to mention that, and we just recently was talking about it. He was in pain. He was going through something. Gave this homeless guy his last $20. Took 3 steps to the bus, I think he said, and opened the door for a lady, and she gave him $20 right back. Never met that lady in his life. See, that's what I'm saying. It's something out there. Again, we was talking about labels. Whatever we want to put on it. Something out there that watches over us when we do right. And again, it's just having right in our heart. The deep spiritual will come. Just be an upright human being. Great things always come automatically. That's the principles of life. Our ancestors have shown us that, because again, me and Lord Lamont, we don't do coincidences. Life is like a full circle. You hear us say that a lot. All right, so let's I'm gonna read this introduction. Yeah, I'm gonna read this introduction. Then I'm gonna get to this hip hop break, and I'm gonna come back to a couple of more summaries about, man, how our heart can be so enriched by simple things, and it also attaches to other things. When you keep it simple and you're not caught up in chaos, and you kind of take breaks from social media and you meditate. It's good for the heart. It's good for the blood flow. It's a whole lot of things, So keeping it simple, a lot of things can tie into that. So that applies to just about everything, especially in these times, Keep it simple. I used to say that. I told Lord Lamont that when he first moved up here, and I couldn't believe what came out of his mouth. I'll probably never bring it up to him, but I remember he said, I like chaos. Some crap he said, and he got it exactly what he asked for. So we got to be careful of, they say be careful what we pray for or what we say. It's kind of true, real talk. So that's why we got to speak good things into existence as well as think it, because what we think in our psyche all matters also. Because again, where the mind goes, the body goes. So I say that a lot. All right, so let's get to this introduction of simple things can enrich the heart. And again, be the captain of our ship, Spellbreakers, and please stay the course all day, every day, because it's a practice to stay in alignment with the mind, body, and soul. Again, it's easier said than done. All right, leaders and teachers with a student spirit, let's go. Appreciating the simple things in life, such as nature, which you hear most of our philosophers, we always hear that, such as nature, intentionally, and minimal consumption. Yep, which is very important. Reduce stress. Okay, hold on. All right, hold on. Excuse me for the pause. We in the city, so you might hear a little background. Okay, start over. Appreciating the simple things in life, such as nature, intentionally, and minimal consumption, reduces stress, fosters deeper gratitude, and improves mental health. Emphasis on mental health. That's what the core of hear a lot of teachers and us speaking and being positive. That's the core of it, to keep our mental straight. Again, stay the course. Be the captain of our ship. Don't be led. Like if it's something that we can't break away from or something we think we need to do, don't never let person, place, or thing become our guide, so to speak. All right. Especially if it's toxic. All right. By focusing on what truly matters, individuals gain more time, money, and emotional freedom. Real talk. Ultimately leading to higher life satisfaction and stronger, more present relationships. Real talk. Even if they might not be exactly like we've been, I'll say friendship, familyship, or romantic relationship, might not be exactly, where we want it to be or something like that, but we have an understanding about it, why certain relationships are the way they are. You know what I'm saying? If we just have an understanding, that'll keep us from getting stressed and deflecting things and tapping into our intuition. Yep. So I'm gonna get to this hip hop break, and I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Let me see. Really, they're little small breakdowns, but they're really 2 summers. But they broke down in sections because I want to go even further of the benefits of keeping it simple. Simple things enrich our heart all day long, all day, every day. So all right, so let's get to this hip hop break, and Always have something positive to look forward to. Yep, that's why me and Lord Lamont, we always say our father and son discussions are like therapy, and it gives him something to look forward to, and it keeps him out of trouble, keeps him out of drama, because in between time when we're not speaking, we text each other and stuff, and he asks me what the topic is, and it gives him something to do, something to look forward to. He's researching and learning, and he came over today so enthusiastic and ready to go, and yeah, and we have fun too. We're not deep all the time, but it's wonderful because I remember when we first started doing this, we start exploring and learning things that just lead us from one great thing to the next. We stay with it, stay committed to that righteous passion, and that's whatever that is. Yep. All right. And the first song is God Said, and this is like a double hitter, so I'm gonna just let it play out. It's 2 songs, but there's no break in between. It's just gonna continuously play. And the God Said, I've never played that. The Real God, but Work Hard, I played that before. So I'm gonna let these 2 songs. It's a double hitter. There's no break in between, and I'll be back with these 2 summaries and the breakdowns. Then I got 4 spellbreaker statements, and I'm gonna salute your Divine Warrior Zone after that. Yep, so be back after this, spellbreakers. Enjoy a little hip hop, The Real God Said. And then after that, the song called Work Hard. So be back after this, spellbreakers.
EBX, brothers and sisters, my generals, my family, my children, brothers, sisters. God said to never give up. One must stay tough. God said to never give up.
Never give up, never give up.
One must stay tough.
One must stay tough.
I gotta stay here, there ain't no fear. I'm staying tough, I'm never gon' shed no tears. I'm staying here up on this ground. I keep on moving and grooving here with this positive sound. I'm trying to impress you, I'm not impressing thee. I'm just gonna do what I try to do, meant to stay free. Just sometimes I might have fumbled my words, but I got the things that come from my soul is something that we never heard. Unity, we don't hear that there all the time. They're gonna get out and I put it all up in my rhyme, making sure my brothers and my sisters are doing fine. Yeah, I'm trying to be me, yeah, one of a kind. Man, I gotta stay tough.
Man, gotta stay tough.
God said to never give up.
God said.
One must stay tough.
God said.
And God said to never give up.
God said.
And brothers and sisters.
God said.
I gotta keep on moving through.
God said.
I gotta win and never lose.
God said.
And yeah, I gotta stay true. I'm here, I'ma bring you good news. God said stay tough, challenging, yeah, in this life, keep on looking up. Sometimes in this life it can suck. You believe in my God and never in luck.
No.
And brothers and sisters, we making it through. Yeah, in this life, yeah, staying true. Never will I stop. I love to rock. I keep on doing this, get it out on hip hop. Woo! Yeah, brothers and sisters, stay strong. Remember where you were and where you are, and that will keep you stabilized. Because we work so hard, and we done came too far. Can't stop now, until we came back down. Because we work so hard, and we came too far. We can't stop now, until we came back down. No. Hey, how we doing, my brothers and my sisters? We done been through things and thought that it took us. It tried to knock us down, but it never shook us. Because we soldiers and soldierettes, taking hip hop back. Man, you bet. I'ma go and get get it up off my chest. I'm trying to touch the north, south, east, and west. There's no test. We all can be the best. And just meditate and get our rest. And watch all our greatness just manifest. Everything we touch, it will turn to gold. Cause it's pure from the heart and straight from the soul. Because we work hard. And we ain't too far. Can't stop now. And then we came back down. Thanking my creator for giving me this gift and reaching one another as I uplift. Man, I love spitting real shit. It keeps me going and equipped. No weight on my shoulders and no chips and nothing but fire every time I rip. Music for the soul with a positive twist. Letting nothing stop your destiny. You must dismiss perfection in the right direction. No need to fight, cause we all got a section in this rap thing. Just keep doing your thing. Be true to yourself and true to the game. And keep working hard. Cause we done came too far. Can't stop now. Yeah, we came back down.
Real talk. Can't stop now. Real talk. That's I'm begging you. Please don't stop, you know. And sometimes we can be ready to so-called give up and be a blessing right around the corner. How many of us have experienced that? Right before we thought all was lost and we just failed and boom, you know, because it's all about timing and paying attention. Again, like I said, it's easier said than done, but it's wonderful when one is aware. It can take you can go a whole lifetime before one really know oneself. So I would say study one's chakras, do history, fact checking, researching. Again, it just leads from one thing to the next. Just amazing the parts of our brain that can lay dormant for damn near a whole lifetime. So that's what it's about, exploring, and don't leave parts of our brain unexplored before we leave this here planet. You know, I put it like that. All right, so let's get into this next two summary breakdowns of simple things can enrich the heart all day long. And again, never stop being the captain of our ship, brothers and sisters. We've been the captain all these times. We're here for a reason. So stay the course. I beg you. Let's go. Leaders and teachers with a student spirit. Reduced stress and better mental health. A simpler life means less clutter and fewer choices. And that reminds me, I actually cleaned up today. I did a lot of cleaning. You know, when you stay by yourself, you find out how messy you are. I'm like, dang, I'm messy. So I had to clean up. That's another thing. Our surroundings play a part in our mental health. It does. You know, whether we live, where we work, it all plays a part. So start out, make our home as peaceful and clean as possible. You know, they say godliness is next to cleanliness. You know, it's somewhat true, you know, in my opinion. You know, you feel better when you got a clean environment, everything's neat and cool and cozy. It makes for a positive mental, you know. So reduce stress and better mental. So keep your crib clean, keep yourself clean, you know, stay on your health. That goes for me too, you know. Things that take years off our life, you know, or add years to our life, I should say. Yep, okay. A simpler life means less clutter and fewer choices. Yep, which reduces anxiety, which is a cousin of stress, and clears mental space, as I was just talking about it, whether it's physical or mental. And a lot of us speak on this, all right? I'm just giving one's perspective. Financial freedom and less debt. Boy, have I learned that. I learned that one the hard way. By reducing consumption and living within one's means. You hear the most successful philosophers say that. People save money, pay off debt, and avoid financial distress. Ooh, that rhyme. Real talk. Increase time for meaningful pursuits. By eliminating unnecessary commitments, individuals have more time for rest, hobbies, and personal growth. That's a lot of us right there. That's when it comes to that meditation time. And be truthful. You know, I've learned that too. Like, even if you just want rest, or you don't want to go somewhere, just tell people, just like, no, I'm gonna rest, I'm gonna stay home today, I'm not gonna go nowhere. No, because I used to do that. I used to like make up stuff. I'm like, what am I lying for? Just tell them the truth. You don't want to go nowhere, you want to get your rest, just be truthful. It's better that way, so people can know. Don't give people the wrong, I would say, impression. I mean, not that you're trying to be fake or hide nothing, but just be truthful and honest as we possibly can. It always pans out better, even when it's not easy. So again, increase time for meaningful pursuits by eliminating unnecessary commitments. Individuals have more time for rest, hobbies, and personal growth. Because when we are the most creative, when we're not distracted, and that can be creative in whatever. It could be, you need to be creative in a solution. You might have in a challenge or something. You got to get to yourself to be creative about that, because a lot of things can tie into creativity, but it is nice to have a hobby, a music or something like that. That's good too. Anything to strengthen and educate the brain, enhance the mind in a righteous way. It's always beautiful. All right. Stronger relationships, a focus on presence over presence. Now, that's spelled two different ways. Wow. Allows for better, deeper connections with family and friends, right? Even like I said, even if by not see them all the time, maybe distant or a challenge or something, have an understanding. We all have had struggles, and we all are on our own journey. Unless somebody just flat out rotten and evil, that's totally different. But be thankful if we just had challenges in our family, and that's it. Some worse than others, but have an understanding and an overstanding and an understanding at least. All right, because we all have been there. Up, down, impossible times. We all have been there. All right. Next summary, 2 breakdowns. Enhance gratitude and joy, like I was just doing. Simple tastes. A home cooked meal. Yep. A walk outside. Cultivate a deeper appreciation for life. Like I said the other day on that podcast, Great Divine Watch Over Us. Step outside, look up in the sky, and just take a deep breath and take it all in. Take it all in. Take a deep, deep breath. I do that sometimes. Listen to the birds chirp. Pay attention. Look at the squirrel crossing the street. Pay attention sometimes, just to kind of pause for a minute, just appreciate life. Because we, how life have us running. We don't even take time to enjoy our own selves. So we have to enjoy ourselves so we can get to know ourselves, and that's how we'll develop loving ourselves. Getting those deep meditative moments when we get into deep thought, have gratitude, and just be thankful that we're here, like a song I made. All right, again, enhance gratitude and joy. Simple taste, home cooked meal, which my son Ethan, mom, she cooks home cooked meals all the time, as well as the kids. Even the kids can cook. Yep, so I do experience that, home cooked meals. I was actually just speaking to my son's Ethan's mom, Nika. I was just speaking to her about that, because she's cooked for me on multiple occasions. Yep. Walk outside. I do that. Yep. Cultivate a deeper appreciation for life. I do that on a regular. A lot of us do that, though. Me and Lord Lamont were just discussing that earlier. Rather than relying on material consumption for happiness, because it ain't gonna bring you none. We earn it. That's a different thing. All right. Last breakdown of the last summary. Better physical health, which is important, because the body has to be healthy in order for the mind to work. All right. They both, like I said, mind, body, and soul. One can't work without the other. A calmer life often translates into better eating. Yeah. Increased rest and fewer health issues related to burnout. Right. That's why you take breaks back from stuff, and so we can stay that natural feeling of creating in whatever area that is. And being aware of our body and eating healthy and stuff like that is good. It's a start, because again, I don't want to act like I'm this health nut, but I tell you one thing, I listen to one's body now. And again, as I mentioned, 2 individuals on my job, 2 people had heart attacks in 1 week. So that really made me think. So I've cut out a lot of stuff, you know. So yeah, and you feel better. You feel the results of it. Yep. So walking is good. I do that. And Lord Lamont does a lot of walking. He stays out in nature. Yep. He's a nature. He's a nature dude for real. Real talk. Lord Lamont, he's the type of brother. He's a survivor. He really is. You can put him anywhere and he'll survive. He just has that mentality. Yep. And I think that kind of runs in my family, actually. And it runs on his mom's side, too. Yep. Okay. These principles are not about deprivation, but about making room for a richer, more intentional life. You know, simple, like I said, simple things enrich the heart all day long. And when we be the captain of our ship, as many of us have been for decades, some of us, you know, we stayed the course. So let's tap on that. That's a summary. I got a summary on that. Let's get that in our subconscious. Let's go. Stay the course is an item meaning to continue a difficult task, endeavor, or policy until it is finished, despite obstacles, hardships, or criticism, or any other kind of challenge. It implies long-term endurance and persistence and commitment to a plan rather than quitting when faced with adversity. And like I said, most of our on fire human being has been through the most. I'm talking one that's righteous and doing what they're supposed to do, but like righteous but firm, you know, those who have blazed through the fire. You know, we've stayed the course. We know what it is. Those who have been through the woulda, coulda, shouldas, the toxic things, we know. I would say the woulda, coulda, shoulda syndrome. If we had enough of them, we should know better. If we're healthy, mind, body, and soul, real talk. So those were a few summaries I wanted to get into one Spellbreaker's subconscious, and never stop being the captain of one ship's, brothers and sisters. I mean that. And again, please, I'm begging you, stay the course. Could be a blessing right in front of you. We don't even know. You know, study areas, whatever area we're having trouble with, whether it's personal, physical, mental, something in the world, whatever. Pinpoint it and, you know, don't let it fester. If it's subtle or we feel something in our gut, whatever it is, stay the course. All right. So we can enjoy one's life and leave a righteous impact, whether it's a small way, big way, stay with it, because it's still a vibration to that great divine and Mama Nature, because that's who see and knows us better than we know ourselves and watches over us when we don't even know is watching over us. All right. 4 Spellbreaker statements, and I'm gonna salute you generals on to your divine life. Let's go. Leaders and teachers, student spirit. Number 1, Spellbreaker statement number 1. Keep it simple, like the title. You know, can never go wrong when we keep it simple. Real talk. Don't let nothing take us out of character. Stick to what's important. You know, that's why I say never underestimate the power of the media and their social media or the world in general. Stay focused. Stay locked into our loved ones. And again, keep it simple. That's just kind of a reminder. I know that's in the title, but that's just kind of a reminder, you know? So, yeah, okay. Spellbreaker statement number 2. Focus on our mind, body, and soul at all times, at all costs, because it's a daily practice, you know, especially in these times. But it gets simpler, you know, when we stay focused, you know, when the intuition is heightened, we got nothing to worry about. So stay focused on our mind, body, and soul, you know. And again, we share that vibration to our loved ones, you know. All right, Spellbreaker statement number 3. Do a divine inventory on oneself every so often. Like I said about the percentage thing, you know. Yeah, see, do a little inventory on ourselves, you know, evaluate ourselves every so often. See where we are, see where we're being. Just for ourselves, not for nobody else and to impress nothing. Just to keep ourselves straight. So, you know, so we can be the warriors that great divine has called many of us to be, or should I say, generals. So every so often, do a divine inventory on oneself and just on life in general, our surroundings, person, place, thing, children, loved ones, etc., etc. All right, Spellbreaker statement number 4, last but not least. Never stop exploring great heights to a better life. Never, you know, because I like to always reiterate that Lord Lamont and we didn't see each other for a long time. Man, we went through some up and downs. We had to, because we hadn't seen each other, so we had to, get to know each other and know each other's dislikes. And he had been through some challenges in his life, and we had to feel each other out. And we didn't talk for a little while, but I didn't stop the connection with him. For one, he's my son, so I didn't stop with none of my children, actually, even though I got 3 I haven't spoken to in a while, but I think about them daily, all the time, so never break the connection, even spiritually. Never break the connection. Never let bitterness get into our soul. Even if we're not around a person, they don't know you're bitter. We know, so great divine, Mama Nature, that spiritual realm knows. And as I said before, I say again, whatever we harbor deep within, it will come out eventually. Or my theory is great divine Mama Nature will pull it out, good or bad. So I stayed connected with him, and I still helped him out because I know how it is to be young. I've been young. We all have. So I always hold that into consideration. That's young male or young female, or young brother, young sister. So, and it's my blood, it's my seed. So I stayed with it and stayed with him, and we stayed connected. And here we are, went through our challenges and stayed the course. And that's why me and Lord Lamont are here today, and I've been through challenges with my son Ethan's mom, but once we get to that truth and we have a little understanding, or understanding, we can, even if we think we're not able to help someone, we still drop that jewel anyway, do it anyway, because when you impact something or someone, they will remember, so I'm glad that Lord Lamont and we stayed the course, and we have father-son discussions, and it's good for both of us. That's why we call it therapy, so again, salute to those who are mentally straight in one's mind, because I know it can be challenging, especially in these times. But again, when we practice on deflecting toxic things and staying whole within, when we practice over time, it's nothing, and then we pass it on to others and teach others. We become a leader within and teach others to become leaders themselves. And everybody, there is a leader in all of us and everyone. It really is. It just depends on what the individual. So thank those for coming in to another edition of EBX Discussion. And salute to Prince for the impact he left. He was our inspiration today. And today, on the banner here, and again, don't that look, I love that scene. I just had to, don't that look inspirational on the banner? It looks beautiful. And again, I love the scene where he was riding his motorcycle through nature. And that's what inspired me to do this now, because I usually like to do podcasts in the morning, and I usually don't even do them this late. But I was feeling it, as I say, when Great Divine put it on one spirit to share some positive energy to the world, that's what one will do, because again, what is the righteous impact that we will leave behind, brothers and sisters? And I hope it be a good righteous impact, because as I said, once we got that truth, once we hear it, it's history. The rest is history, and we'll be on fire out here and stomp on the devil's head, and make the devil beg us to stop being the godly kings and queens that Great Divine has caused so many of us to be, and a lot of us are being Nefertiti and pharaohs out here, and have an understanding, overstanding, and understanding about this punk ass matrix. Man, I'm so thankful for the teachers that I learned from, whether it's brothers and sisters, family in the world, online. We can even learn something from the youth or a child. Real talk, just got to be receptive. We learn from each other. It's great, just bouncing positive energy off of one another, like me and Lord Lamont. He said me and him talking and doing the father and son discussions is like having a workout buddy. He made me, I kind of felt real warm inside when he said that. So it's wonderful, Yeah, oh Lord Lamont, both of us, we've come a very long way. So we just want to share our experiences to others, and we didn't let life beat us down, And Lord Lamont is a prime example of a resilient young brother. Real talk, and He really smart, and he knows his shit. Real talk. He don't think he know everything either. He doesn't, but he's smart. It's some shit he know I don't even know. That's real shit. So be thankful. Let our children, if they leading in the right direction, in the righteous direction, let them lead. You know what I'm saying? So, and I like sitting back being the student. Let my son be the teacher. We supposed to let them be the teacher, especially if they're doing it in a righteous way. And I'm not talking about school teaching. I'm talking about spiritual teaching and things that could benefit us and help us think independently, of this devilish ass world. That's how Lord Lamont thinks. So I'm proud of him and all my children, and one's family, So be thankful if our families are doing well, and always call down protection from that great divine for those who may have struggle in their family. Stay with it, stay the course, please. If I can do it, a lot of us, again, some of our most strongest warriors out here, brother or sister, have been through the most. That's why a lot of them are so strong. Those who are righteous, I'm talking about the real ones. Emphasis on the real brothers and sisters, in the world, online, and in our families, So, all right, brothers and sisters, thank those who are riding along. As I said, current subscriber, new subscriber, anybody that view, I salute you. Brother, sister, family, keep that divine spirit shield up and keep on prospering and earn our way, so we can come into our graceful years, just loving the righteous impact that we gave, and gonna leave, a lot of us gonna leave some righteous history, and it's gonna be wonderful. Really, really is. Yep. So as I said, brothers and sisters, simple things can enrich the heart all day long. And as I said before, I said it again. I say it again. We've been through too much, brothers and sisters. Simple things. Stick to the simple things so we can keep our heart enriched. And man, never ever in this life stay righteous. And I'm begging you, stay the course, please. Salute. And salute to Prince. Thank you. Rest in peace and in power, Prince. And salute to Apollonia, because this is definitely a mark in history. Rest in peace, Prince. Salute.